So despite all the issues around the bag snatching in this area, first impressions are it's actually a really pretty place. There is so many nice bars and cafes with some really cool temples as well. Really good first impression, really good. So first up on our tour of Phnom Penh is the Independence Monument, which is a 20-meter high statue that was erected in 1958 when Cambodia broke away from French colonial rule and gained independence. And leading off the monument is just a massive walkway which I think takes you towards the promenade, but it's a lovely open space. It's nice and quiet. Obviously the traffic is all around you, but you've got plenty of space to walk down here. Just be aware of some of the pickpocketers and scammers. There's some young children going around begging for money as well, so it's a little bit on the cheekier side around here. And just off the Independence Square, we've come to Wat Butum Park. It's not really a park, it's more a square with a few palm trees and grass in the middle. It's still really pretty. I suppose they use it more for events and parades than actually a park, due to the size and the space of the paved area. And in the centre of the park, there's a lovely monument dedicated to the lives lost during the Vietnam War and the sacrifices Cambodia made for that, and also during the Pol Pot regime, which we'll come on to in later in the video.
Looks a bit like
Another city doing it right. 4 lanes in the city centre. Guess what? No build up of traffic. So what a difference an hour makes. We've literally explored the local area, come back round, and the whole of the Independence Monument walkway is lit up and it looks fantastic. So today's plan is to come to 2 markets. Our first market we've come to is the Olympic market, which is the smaller of the 2. I have never seen so many clothes and shoes packed into one place in my life. I say smaller of the 2. This doesn't feel small at all. They have crammed so many shops and clothes into one area. 3 floors. It's just an endless maze. Carly's worked in clothing for at least 15 years, and even she's not seen
as many mannequins ever.
This is just crazy amount of mannequins. They have packed so many shops into such a small space. This has got to be the craziest market we've been to so far on this trip. The amount of clothes that we have seen up and down each aisle, the way they stack them so high in the shops.
Definitely more of a distribution market. So everything's packed up and they're all kind of talking business, filling in forms, calculating, counting. It's open for us, but they're not bothering us, no one's haggling. There are no tourists here, there's just me and Matt, which is nice, but there are people shopping, but it's definitely more wholesale.
The area around the market is equally as crazy. They're using the paths as car parks. There is constant traffic, loads going on. It's like a community itself within Phnom Penh. It's absolutely off the scales. It's ridiculous. So for contrast, we've come to Central Market, which we think's the most touristy place in Phnom Penh. So it's going to be the complete polar opposite of where we've just been. Yeah. Completely different to the last one. There's so many more tourists. It's nice and open, plenty of space to walk down. Loads more higher end goods to sell. Cameras, phones, watches. We're very happy with our purchases. We missed our flags in Malaysia, but we finally got them, as well as the Cambodia one. So the centre is very much around watches, bangles, jewellery, lots of light up cabinets, as you can tell behind me. And then I think I just disturbed someone's conversation there. And then the outskirts are more clothing, upholstery, things like that. But there's definitely a lot to buy in here. And then on the outskirts, there is a massive wet food, fish market, fruit, you name it, they're selling it. And locals are eating in all the restaurants that are cooking up their fresh produce. It's quite out there in terms of some of the live produce that's on show and just getting bagged up without being killed. That's a little sad, but that's their culture. So. So our new friend, Carly and I, have found a new record. 60p beers in Phnom Penh. I think this is only going to go one way. Definitely recommend getting tuk-tuks around the city centre. The Phnom Penh roads are absolutely wild. There's traffic everywhere. And tuk-tuks are as little as 50p to about £1 for each journey that we've done. They're super quick to turn up, easy enough to get around the city in. So that's my top tip for Phnom Penh in terms of transport. So we have just visited the Chul Sleng Genocide Museum, which is a museum dedicated to a place that was formerly a school turned into a prison during the Khmer Rouge regime, in which they massacred 20,000 people in that prison in 4 years. I've always said the best museums are ones that leave you with memories that you'll always remember. A lot of museums have replicas or formerly built sites or adaptations, but this one was genuinely the prison maintained into what it is today, and it was fantastic to go around. One of the best museums. I highly recommend going to it. I didn't feel much when I was there because it didn't feel right, because there was some really harrowing pictures and rooms to go in, but I'll leave it at that because I think it deserves a mention in this video. I think it's one of the best museums I've ever been to. Just prepare yourself for what you're going to see. It's sort of part 1 of 2, because we are going to go to the Chung Ek killing fields in a couple of days, which is where the mass burials are for all the mass genocide. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention, the museum is UNESCO World Heritage, and rightfully so. So next we're taking a short tuk-tuk ride to the Wat Phom, which is on the northern side of the city centre. We've decided to come a bit later in the day just to let the heat pass out of the day, and it's much better, nice and cool with the shade from the trees. There's definitely more tourists coming at this part of the day before it shuts around 6. A really cool fact about this place, the king in 1434 built the city around this hill and temple at the top and named it Phnom Penh, which later became Phnom Penh or Phnom Penh. I like history like that. Thank you.
So one of the final stops in Phnom Penh, we've come to the Chung Ek killing fields, about 10 kilometers south of the city. This is a place where the Khmer Rouge, the communist regime under Pol Pot, killed over 30,000 people, and this was one of 300 of these genocide fields and camps in the whole of the country. It's shocking that they killed over 3 million people in the 4 years in power, over a quarter of the entire population. It's just chilling stuff. I've got to keep my voice down a little bit just because you have to be quiet and respectful with the audio tours that are going on as everyone's walking around, but this is a chilling place. It's crazy to think the lengths that Pol Pot went to in these genocide museums to stop people knowing what was happening here. You know, they played loud music at night so it drowned out the screams of people getting killed. They'd pour chemicals on the bodies so it would drown out the stench of rotting flesh. It's incredibly moving walking around here whilst listening to this audiobook. Just crazy the lengths people go to. I mean, Cambodians killing Cambodians all because of one man, which the audio guide says never appeared in public. It's absolutely mind-boggling. So we have just got back from the Chung Ek killing fields, and it was as shocking as you would expect and as you'd read on reviews. The whole place is just so raw and honest, just like the Genocide Museum. They don't leave anything out. I thought the tour guide, the audio guide, was one of the best that I've seen in Southeast Asia. It was so descriptive, and it meant that you could properly appreciate everything that had gone on at that killing fields. It's definitely one to go to if you come to Phnom Penh and if you come into Cambodia, because it's just about appreciating their past and some of the atrocities that Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge done to Cambodia. It just beggars belief.
This is us outside the Royal Palace saying goodbye to Phnom Penh.
Honestly, we've had such a good time in Phnom Penh, the capital. It's been amazing. Not just the 75-cent beers, which we may or may not have had quite a few of tonight.
Taking advantage of them.
Absolutely. But the whole place, from the people to the culture to some of the history, it's just been an amazing place. It's so busy, it's so vibrant. You have to come to Cambodia and come to Phnom Penh. But like Carly said, this is the end of this video, and we shall see you in the next one where we go to Battambang.